Hey, game number 1. Here we are playing against Sugar. She's a very nice control deck, but with Red Purple Uta, if we can ramp fast, then we can easily get to the point where they just can't get out of our swings. With this variant, I was playing the red-haired pirate variant. I will say, in hindsight, the Lucky Roo isn't really a blocker that I would play anymore. It's still good as just a 4-cost 5k blocker, but you don't get its secondary effect because you're not a red-haired pirate leader like you would with Shanks. But the rest of the red-haired pirate cards are really strong. The fact that the 1-cost Uta is both a searcher that is red-haired pirate, like for those cards, while also being a film card that you can discard to the effect of Uta is really strong. And our opponent is playing the Uta as well. So the whole game plan in this matchup is just get to the late end before your opponent, start swinging in for big numbers, and you should be completely fine. Here we're at 7 Dawn, so I could play the Beckman, but I think the better play would be to go with the Yasop or go with a couple blockers instead. So here I do decide I'm just gonna play out this Uta, I find a Shanks, play out the Yasop. Now I'm a 6k leader until my next turn. Just try to get rid of their searcher, and they do have a blocker, so they could use the blocker, be able to get back one of their purple events, but they do just take it. So our hand is still looking really good, and there's the card that we were holding the Ben Beckman back for. So if you haven't played Sugar, their entire deck kind of hinges on that 5-cost Rosinante, being able to restand 2 Dawn at the end of their turn, and then also making it so that way then their leader effect is live to restand another, so that way then they're restanding 3 Dawn in 1 turn. Here though, we have the answer, so we are just going to go Ben Beckman, get rid of it, and then we're going to be able to swing for 7 with the Yasop, and we still have 2 Dawn left, so we could play this Searcher, or we could just go another 7k. That way then they have to use a event in order to get out of the swing. So they do, and now they're at 10 Dawn, we're at 10 Dawn. This is when the game really does begin. So here they play a Senior Pink, they got back the I can never forgive anyone who laughs at my family. They do Mulligan our Lucky Roo, and I think that they were doing that because they were expecting that the effect of Lucky Roo would go off. So that is one of the little funny factors with Lucky Roo, is there were a lot of people that thought that the bottom effect, like I did, would work, but it didn't because it's white-haired specifically. But here, next turn, we're most likely just going to go Shanks. So that is going to lower down the the power of all of their characters, allowing us to be able to do a lot. So we're just going to swing 5. They do use their event, and then they draw. Alright, on to game number 2. So this is against Bonnie. So I will say game number 1 did end a little bit fast, but 2 purple decks colliding against each other, that's kind of what you're going to get. This game though, does have a little bit of a back and forth. So here we did go with the Uta last turn, we got a blocker, and then this turn we're just going to ramp real quick. There's no reason to really, like, we couldn't really play anything on the field, so. Alright, so here we can Lucky Roo after swinging for 7. The reason why I didn't use the leader effect there is because it wasn't really necessary at this point. We're already up the 1 Dawn that we really needed to be on our curve. So we're at 6 Dawn, so next turn we're going to be at 8. So we can either play the Rayleigh or play the Beckman. So here they do have the perfect opener of Tashigi into Smoker, which sucks for us. And then if we attack, we know that they're just going to tap down the Lucky Roo. But at the same time, they are getting a lot of value with their Bonnie Searcher. And there's just... It's difficult to figure out which one would be better in this situation. So here, we're just going to swing the 5. They do tap down, we get rid of that Searcher, and then we get rid of their Tashigi. So having the Rayleigh out means that they now have to worry about that swinging in. But they do have the 8-cost Rosinante into a carrot to protect all their characters. So here I'm just thinking, what do I want to play? Because there's 2 plays. I could Beckman their carrot, get rid of that. None. This I did specifically because of the minus 2k from leader ability rather than swinging with Rayleigh, solely to make it harder for my opponent to be able to counter out. So here they're just going to swing into the Lucky Roo. We have no problem with that, but now they have the Kid Wall, so. There's the Shanks, but we would have to make them... We have to get them to block with this Rosinante. That's kind of the difficulty here. So, there's a couple different things. I could swing with the Rayleigh first, see what they do. If they don't block with the Rosinante and just counter out, then I play the Rush Shanks. And at that point, they will most likely have to counter out, or they have to block. Which is what we do. So then, with that, we pass the turn. This makes it much easier, so that way the next turn, we can play this 10-cost Shanks as long as they don't put down another Rosinante. Our hand's not looking too great. I will say that this is a much harder matchup for us because of the fact that they're constantly able to tap down. So here we do counter out. We want to keep a wide board, and it does take up all of our counter in hand, but we know that we're going to get rid of their kid right now. And then this allows us to be able to swing in 8, and then swing in for 5. And at this point, we're looking a lot better, but they can just math out lethal here, but they decide not to. And that pretty much seals the game for them. Alright, so now on to game number 3. This time we are against Buggy. By far one of my favorite blue leaders is this new Buggy. I do think that he's going to be really strong, and I know that in June we do get a new starter deck for the 4 Emperors, and he gets 5 new cards. Hopefully those are good enough cards to be able to make it so he's more playable. So here we're playing the other variant that I had made, which decklists are in the description. This one's more focused on just Straw Hats in general and taking advantage of 9 Mom and 9 cost Luffy along with the 5 cost Luffy from starter deck 21. So I do think that this is the better list. It's just a lot more aggressive. You don't really have to worry about ramping too much, but you're primarily only really running film cards that either ramp you down or have blocker, and then the Straw Hats are either really strong 2Ks or rush. So here we're going 6K. We do decide to ramp again, and it's either get rid of the Uta or get rid of the Shiraya. So I do get rid of the Shiraya. I'm trying to pressure his life early because the Buggies start really snowballing once they get to 5 Dawn, because that's when they can start playing out their higher costs with their leader effect. So here he does get a Moji, and he does have 5 Dawn left for leader effect. So we're really worried about that, which is the 7 cost Crocodile into another 5 cost 7K body. So for 5 Dawn, he was able to just throw out 2 big bodies for free. Well, not technically for free, he had to discard a card, but pretty much free because he's getting 2 for the price of 1. So here we do have 9 Dawn, so I could play Linlin or I could play Luffy. So just trying to think which one would be better in this situation. I don't have to worry about a blocker because I don't have any blocker on the field right now. So here we're just going 5K at face. See what they do. They countered out, so now we will just go this Big Mom. We're going to discard a 2K, and then we're going to put their 1K on the bottom, and then we're going to swing for 7. So we're still at 4 life now. They're down to 3. We know what the bottom card of their life was going to be as well, and we were able to remove a body. So here they played their 1 cost Searcher, got a Kabaji, and then they pass. And that is all of the games for this week.